What's up, guys? Welcome to Bears Now. We are live at the NFL Combine in Indianapolis. Defensive lineman talking to the media right now. I had to step away because we have a bit of breaking news regarding the NFL Draft. Caleb Williams, in an exclusive interview with ESPN, Pete Thamel covers college football for ESPN, talked about this process, talked about potentially being the number one pick, and he told Thamel that he would be, quote, excited if the Chicago Bears drafted him with the number one overall pick. We're going to break this all down, but first, be sure to hit that subscribe button here on the channel. Just crossed 88,000 subscribers. Appreciate you guys. Trying to get to 100K as soon as possible. If you want daily content out here in Indianapolis regarding the Bears and the NFL Combine, we got you covered. Do not miss out. Okay. Long interview. I'll link the story in the description of this video because I think it's worth reading, but I'm going to hit some of the headlines here and kind of give some of my reaction. And I think what really stands out right off the bat here is in the first paragraph in Thamel's story is he talks about Caleb Williams deeply admiring Michael Jordan and Walter Payton, two Chicago icons when it comes to the sports world, obviously. Later on in the story, Williams says how he's kind of gone down a rabbit hole of looking into both MJ and Peyton, and because he's chasing immortality. He's not chasing fame, money. He wants to be an immortal figure in the world of sports, and I think he's recognizing that, hey, there's a good chance the Bears are going to draft me, and yeah, they may not have a rich quarterback history, but he can view this as, if I'm that guy, they're going to be erecting statues for me. I'm never going to have to pay for a meal in my life, and I'm going to be a legend forever in the city of Chicago. So I think the initial reaction here is this. You can put to rest the Eli Manning scenario. I'm going to refuse to play for the Bears, this and that. Caleb Williams, in this article, said he's not pushing any agenda like that. He's going to be excited if the Bears draft him. He said if the Bears trade the pick and someone else drafts him, he'll be excited if that team picks him as well. So I think this is, really good news, obviously, for Chicago. I never really was that concerned about the possibility that Williams would just refuse to go to the Bears, but this certainly puts any of that idea in theory to rest. Here's a direct quote from Caleb Williams. Quote, if I get drafted by the Bears, I'll be excited. If they trade the pick and I get drafted by someone else, I'm just as excited. Speaking about Chicago, they have a talented team, a talented offense and defense. For anyone to be in that situation, I think they would be excited. Later on, he said, at the end of the day, the Bears have the last say, regardless of how I feel. I'm not pushing an agenda of, yeah, I want to go or I don't want to go to a certain team. I'm excited for whatever comes. Now, he does say later on, yeah, it'd be cool to go to Washington, go back to, where I'm from and this and that. But again, he's saying he will be excited and will take on any opportunity that comes his way. So, do you want Caleb Williams? That's what I'll ask you. Do you want the Bears to draft Caleb Williams? Type Y for yes, or you can type in for no. Let us know in the comment section of this video. Now, further on in this article, he said he's been to Chicago once. He's heard good things about the rowdiness of Bears fans. And, again, I mentioned he's gone down the rabbit hole of, studying Walter Payton and Michael Jordan. Obviously, he's didn't watch them live. He's 22 years old, which he mentions in this article. But I think this should make you want to run through a wall, this kind of quote, if you have any doubts about what playing football and being a quarterback means to this guy. He says, as the saying goes, the legends live on. That's my goal of playing football. It's not money. It's not fame. It's to be immortal. I want to reach that sense of being a legend, being at that table and having a rightful seat through hard work and energy and time I've put into the game that we all love. It's appealing to be in a city like that, talking about Chicago, with legends that you've looked up to, reach for the standard they set, and try to do anything to get there. Does that sound like a guy who doesn't care about football? I get these DMs. I see these tweets of like, oh, the guy cares more about fashion and this and that. There's nothing tangible that suggests that. Coaches, teammates, they all talk about the standard he sets, about the work ethic that goes into that. He talks in this article, he's wanted to do this his whole, since he was 10 years old. This is what he wanted to do. Be a quarterback in the NFL. Be the number one pick. Lead an NFL franchise. And he's on the precipice of doing that with the Chicago Bears, which is why I think they're ultimately going to end up drafting him. And I think that's where we can shift the conversation next. Yesterday we heard from Ryan Poles. We heard from Matt Eberflus. What are you going to do with Justin? What are you going to do at number one? And while they said nothing was final, it stood out to me that over and over, both Poles and Flus kind of said, hey, if we go down the route of trading Justin, we want to do right by him. We want to do right by him. They weren't saying stuff like that last year. Like, it was pretty obvious last year that they were going to keep Justin, that they wanted another year of evaluation, that they didn't view that they were in a place to take a new quarterback yet with the roster building that still needed to take place. That doesn't feel the same this year. This is a team that won 7 games. They have a lot of young talent. Even if you take a quarterback number one, you still have assets to build. You have over 70, 80 million bucks in cap space for free agency. You got the number 9 pick as well. Whatever you get in a return if you do trade Justin Fields. So this is a good situation to be in. You know who said so? Caleb Williams said it's talented offense and defense. It'd be exciting to go there. I think anybody would be excited. Like, this is an attractive football team right now for a young quarterback to come into, which I know sounds crazy. This is the Bears we're talking about here, but this is not a typical number 1 quarterback pick situation. This isn't Bryce Young walking into the empty cupboard of Carolina last year with no offensive line and no wide receiver. Obviously, the Bears need to add more on the offensive line and at receiver. This isn't a finished roster, but they got the pieces to add more, and they already have some good established pieces in a DJ Moore, in a Cole Kmet, Darnell Wright, Tevin Jenkins. Like, you've got pieces offensively that Williams can grow with. You've got a offensive coordinator in Shane Waldron that is very adaptable, that has worked with different types of quarterbacks. So I think this is exciting to think about. And, you know, I said at the end of the combine I would kind of make my declaration of what I would do at quarterback. I've told y'all for weeks I'm leaning the Caleb Williams route. Look, I'm not going to – this isn't the video of making my final declaration, but I'll just say this. It would take something drastic for me to pivot back into saying trading the pick and keeping Justin Fields. Does that mean you shouldn't answer the phone if you're Ryan Poles? Absolutely not. If someone makes you some historic offer, you should, of course, consider that if you're a franchise. But this kid's ready to go. He's got a good head on his shoulders with how he's approaching this, and he is ready to hit the ground running with his skill set. Like, he checks the boxes. Now, we'll see what he measures in at. I don't know. Yeah. So, he's going to be 5'10". He's going to be 5'11". No, he's not. He's not going to be 5'11". I mean, he might be 6 foot. Might be 6 foot and a half. That's fine. He's plenty big. This isn't Bryce Young. He's got a rocket arm. He's mobile. The skill set's there. He seems like a guy who's going to be a leader. Here's another quote from him later on in this article with Pete Thamel. Quote, being able to see who I am as a person and my heart and my love for football and winning games. That's what I think they'll get from it, talking about teams meeting with him. And my intensity about being on a team, going out there and kicking ass with my new brothers, that's what I'm excited about. That's who I am. I mean, does that sound like a guy who isn't a good teammate, isn't a leader? And by the way, you could say, well, that's just Caleb's words. All his teammates since this draft process has started that have gone on record have talked about, hey, this guy holds us to a high standard. Brendan Rice was talking about how if, you didn't do the extra workouts, he's not going to trust you on game days, this and that. Like, this guy's wired for football. Like, since he was 10 years old, him and his dad have put this plan together of getting to this point and then getting drafted and then going to chase Super Bowls. That's what they've been trying to do. And they're on the verge of doing that. And the Bears have the choice. You either take him at 1 or you trade the pick. And I got to tell you, barring something unforeseen, it would be a big gamble to not take this guy at this point, if I'm being completely honest. So I'm excited about this. I think Caleb Williams will be a Chicago Bear. We'll see how he sounds on Friday. We're going to get to talk to him. It's going to be a zoo up here in Indianapolis. Another reason to subscribe to the channel. Talked to some defensive linemen earlier today, by the way. I'll just mention this on the back end. Guys who have met with the Bears already. Leatu Latu out of UCLA. He's met with them. Darius Robinson's going to meet with them today, the defensive lineman out of Missouri. Also, Chop Robinson has met with the Bears, so is Jared Verse. Dallas Turner's talking right now. I would imagine he's met with the Bears as well, but can't confirm that at this exact moment. But, yeah, that number 9 pick is going to be interesting for receivers, edges, offensive tackles, so keep that in mind as well. And we, of course, will have you covered throughout the week here in Indianapolis. All right, guys, my name's Harrison Graham. Be sure to subscribe. Follow me on socials, too. A lot of updates over there throughout the week at HGramNFL. Do not miss out. We'll talk to you guys soon. Bear down.